Just to look at the job, but that stinks. Because we already are getting out so late.
Well, compared to past times, this is pretty
Compared to
normal
what
for
I'm
other
used
schools.
to.
Yeah.
My brief for Pullman is due before Thanksgiving, which is a fact that I was rudely reminded of yesterday.
Be sure that your formatting is just on point. I've heard horror stories from
Formatting?
people who haven't formatted their cover page correctly.
Yeah. That's what I heard. He takes a lot of points off for that.
No, we're live, Professor.
Okay, we need to. I need to set the calendar.
That camera though is like Chris.
The secret's out.
What's that?
The camera's always pointed just for Chris.
There we go. Okay. All right, let's have a look at this. Ara ekete erotemeta. Peri tu anagnosmatos. Tis esta. Te esta to erotema. Happy?
So I looked through the passage and tried to find the participles.
Excellent.
I found a few words
Alaska.
that might be participles because they don't fit in as nouns, but they don't quite fit in as verbs.
Oh,
So
that's
it made me think that they were something else. And because you emphasize participles, I figured that's what they were.
Okay. All right.
So can we go through participles a little bit more? Because I'm still kind of
Yes.
unsure about what a participle is.
Yes, yes. Okay, so wonderful, wonderful. So tell us what you're unsure about.
Okay, so like the sentence, find where this is. Kai poriu tain, Elaine, Kai agenikon,
Ananinkon.
and auton eke,
Mhm.
ace, olo, olocarposin. So I don't know if olocarposin is a participle.
It is not.
It is not?
It is not a participle.
Okay.
But let me. But this is really important. Tell me why you thought that might be a participle.
Okay, so the translation at the bottom, or the word, it's presentation of an offering.
Uh-huh.
And so the way it works in the sentence, and journey to the land, the high land, and having raised him up, there present him as an offering. So it just didn't really, maybe that's my syntax, but
Uh-huh.
didn't seem to fit there.
Very good, very good. So you're thinking about the word offering, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Offering. And in English, this is a participle.
Okay.
Offering is a participle, right? It's the participle of the verb offer. I offer, okay, or to offer. Offering is but it's also a noun, right? The offering that I made at something or another. So this is a really important thing, okay, because it underscores the fact that when we think about participles, that we have certain morphological indicators of participles, right? For example, ed, painted, right? Or offering in this case. And they don't always map onto onto the Greek concept. So that's a really important point. I'm glad you brought that up. All right, so we're going to go through the participles, but let me ask if there are other questions. Melanie, did you have any questions? Para ekes?
I don't think I have any like clear questions. There were a couple things that it couldn't really translate very
Okay.
well.
Okay. Amy?
Yeah, I think it'll make more sense once we go through it.
Chris?
Yeah, just the identification, I think, is my big problem of participle and what the different endings and different, like, tenses and stuff like that with the different participles.
Yes, yes. Okay, very good. Very good. Excellent. All right, well, let's go through this and let's identify the participles, shall we? Who can identify one? We know that holokarposon is not a participle, right? But let's see if we can find them. Where are those participles?
Is proskunesantes a participle?
Right here, proskunesantes.
Yes.
It is a participle.
Haha.
It is a participle. Who has another one?
Is the word following it a participle?
Ah, okay. Okay, but here we have men on the end, right?
So definitely not a participle.
Definitely not a participle. But we've got this omega on there. What's that going to tell us? Subjunctive, yeah. Okay, find me. Come on, find me another participle. Chris, where's another participle? Here's an actually getting back to the thing that Abby pointed out about this word right here, holokarposon, right? One of the other ways that you can figure out whether this is a participle or not is to look at other uses of that word in this thing. So, for example, we've got this right here, tes holokarposeos, right? Right here. And that would be a tip-off that what we have here is not a participle, but a noun, because it has this definite article, right? Okay. Yeah. So where is it?
After the echo, so echo.
Oh, right here, right here. Anastas is a participle. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, all right, so there you've got two really important examples.
Anaplepsos.
Where are we right here?
It's 2 lines below the one we just circled.
Anaplepsos is a participle.
On the line between, so, I mean, it's the same person, but it's happens twice.
It is. Anastas. Yes, it is.
You leave it for Chris.
Yeah.
Oruomenoi?
Oruomenoi is a participle. Where is it? Where are we?
The line underneath the O lower part was which is circled.
Oh, this one right here? Okay.
In green.
Uh-huh.
Is that?
Yeah, for Uonto right here, this one right here, is this one you're thinking about?
Yeah.
Okay, not a participle. And here we've got this onto ending right
So
here.
it's a
It's a verb, right, onto. And this is that secondary ending, right? Okay, good, excellent. Let's find another one. So I'm gonna get these other things up here so we can. Put these in. All right. Guys are off to a great start. Come on, keep going.
What A plus? Or is that just
Was a plus right here?
yes?
It is a participle.
Oh. Is student vote visa?
Right here, let's see, where is the
Before
right
it's
here?
off.
It is a
Ah.
participle.
I just looked at that one. I was like, ending. Like that's the hard thing with what I'm doing right now. Like I'm looking at them and seeing that most of them have endings that kind of look like endings for other things. And I guess that's the frustration.
Do they all have a root compile? Can they have a root compile?
Yes, they can have one from power.
Ailton.
Where are we right here? Where's that?
Ailton is it's above on a blood plus.
On the blood cells?
On a blood plus, sorry. Or on the same line,
This one right here, Ailton?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Ailton, not a participle.
Okay.
Because you look at this Ailtha, you look at Ava. Those are those regular third person, right?
Okay.
Couple more in there. Come on now.
Cathicita?
What's that?
Cathicita?
Beginning
Beginning of the quotate. Line under on a late sauce. Beginning of the quotation.
Is that okay? All right. So here we've got a tau epsilon. Okay. This is a verb. It's a verb. Second person plural, right?
I put on this
papales. No, no, this is a, think of this, what does that look like? It's got any other subscript on there?
Subjunctive.
It's a subjunctive, right? What about this one right here? That sort of looks like the ones right around it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Here's another one right here. Lego. All right, so let's start with this one right here, Lego. Okay, Lego. Now, participles have 5 characteristics that we're looking for, right? They are nominals in the sense that they modify nouns. Okay, they're adjectival, and so they have number, case, and gender. Okay? And from the verbal system, they inherit or they take case or voice, active, middle, or passive, and tense. Tense. So we can have so those are the possibilities. All right. So what do you suppose? Okay. So how can let's start with tense, right? How can we determine whether the participle is present, future, or aorist? Because those are the tenses that we've learned so far, right? How can we tell?
Which stem it uses?
Which stem it uses, for example?
What
What
oh,
are
wow.
those?
This one uses the present stem.
What's what?
It's using the present stem because it's from Lego.
Right. Okay. So this would be the present tense, right?
Yes.
Present, because it's using the present stem. All right. So what would be the past tense? What would be the aorist form?
Should have a sigma or a stem change. So,
What is the aorist of Lego? What are the principal parts of Lego?
Lego.
Lego, arrow,
Apon.
apon. Okay. Well, this is okay. So what about this? Let's see. How about this one? Anastas. What tense is that one? What's that from? It's an aorist, right? From anahistema. Anahistema. Tina esta ta kephalea mere tu rematos. Anahistema. Anahistema.
Steso.
Steso.
Station.
Estesa.
Or station.
Estesa, right? So stas right here is from the aorist ending, right? All right, so I want to look at Lego, right? Let's look at Lego. And let's talk about how this works. First of all, well, let's start and let's determine what are the characters. We know it's present, okay? Do you think it's active or passive? Active. Okay, good. All right, so now let's get the 3 nominal characteristics. What is the number? Ho arithmos. Ho arithmos. Ho genos. Bless you. Ho genos. Kai heiptosis. Okay. What do we got going on there?
Singular.
Singular. Okay, very good. Inakos.
Nominative.
Nominative, kalos, onomastikei, kalasa. Nominative, singular, masculine, arsenakon, kalasa, arsenakon. All right, so let's put this up here.
It's a nominative.
Okay, let's look at the whiteboard here. All right, so here we've got our system. Masculine, right? I say home. Telecom, okay. Feminine, and Udetaram, right? Okay. And we've got our tenses over here. We have onomastike, right? Genike, shokike, and aitiatike, right? And these are Nikos, right? Nikos. And then we're going to have the same things. We're going to have onomastike, genike, doctake, atiatike, in the play. Play Finitos. Right? It's our little chart. Okay, and where are we going to put our first example, Lego?
Top most leftmost box.
Palestine. Okay,
Where's that fourth one? The A or the alpha pi? Or-
alpha unit tau,
Yes.
IT at the K, the accusative.
Excuse me.
There we go. Fantastic, fantastic. So let's go back. So there's your chart. And what we're going to do, what you're going to do, is you're going to fill it in. You're not going to go to a grammar and look it up. You're going to fill it in from phenomena that you encounter. Okay? But there's your start, okay? Because that's the part of the process of developing and understanding how the language is not to just write something down that you see, but to actually generate it yourself. Okay? All right, very good. All right, so let's take this same chart and let's look at one of these other examples. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to take our reading, pull that off. There we go. Okay. So there's our. Okay, so now I want to look at that. I want to look at this one down here. So I'm going to take. Let's take this one. This is one of our examples, right? And then let's take this one right there. Okay. Let's take those and let's figure out what's going on there. All right. Did Esther or Chronos? What's the tense? Which one? Both of these.
Future?
Why would you say future?
There's sigmas in there.
There are sigmas, but what else what's in there?
There's
Just interchange?
There are some adjustments, but they've got, let's look at this one right here. Proskuneisates. If you were looking this up in the lexicon, what would you likely to look up? What would you look for? What do we have? So we've got, Amy has appropriately noticed that there's a sigma in there, but what else do we have in there? It's participle, so it's not going to have secondary endings. Those are personal endings. Right? What else is in there? We've got a lengthened vowel, right? Okay. What kind of verbs do we see that does that? Well, no, not in this one, because the subjunctive lengthens what vowel? The vowel that comes where?
The personal ending.
Before the personal ending. That's thematic vowel, right? But what other verbs have we seen that have this eta followed by the sigma?
Aorist.
Aorist, okay. Give me another example of a verb that does that.
Diateresa.
What was it? Diateresa. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna use just another example. Okay, this can be a little bit easier, a little bit more familiar to you, and that's poiao, right? Poiao. Okay. Poiao. Future. Poieso. Aorist.
Oh, Poieso.
Poieso. Okay. That's poieso. Okay. Poiao. Pontes look at it. Poiao. Poieso.
Poieso.
Yeah, poiesa.
Poieso.
Okay. So what might be going on here? Amy, what's going on there?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. Come on. Think it through. Think it through. I want you to think this out, okay? I want you to apply your understanding of that, okay? Of what we've had before. I'm going to put this up here again. Poiao, poieso, and poieso. Okay? What's the word we're going to look up in the lexicon? When we come to this word, we look this up, we know this word right here. What are we going to look up in the lexicon?
Cuneo.
Cuneo, pros cuneo, right? You don't know.
I didn't really understand what you were asking.
Well, then say, I don't understand what you're asking. Pros cuneo, okay? Pros cuneo, that's what we're going to look up in the lexicon, all right? So what's the future going to be?
Proskuneiso.
Pros cuneso, and the aorist is going to be what?
Rosa.
There, Melanie, very good. Pros
Lunesa.
cunesa. Pros cunesa. Very good. Excellent. Okay. All right. So what are we dealing with here? Do you think? Is this, so the question is this future or aorist?
Aorist.
Aorist, and why do you think it's aorist?
Lunesa. Yeah. Yeah.
The aorist would be proskuneiso.
Okay. All right. So unpack that for us.
So proskuneo, proskuneiso. Yeah.
So what you've done is you've said, look, this up here, it's going to be pros cunesa, right? It's going to have this ending. Okay. And what you're doing is you're relating this ending to what in this one?
The asa.
The asa. Very good. All right, now take those three elements and talk about them individually. What is the alpha?
So, vowel.
It's a thematic vowel, right? Okay, and what does a thematic vowel do?
Shows mood? Or
Well, it does show moves, but what function does it play in the word? Why do we have one? Why do we plop that in there?
you don't have two consonants next to each other?
Okay, all right, so it's about articulating, it's about connecting the personal endings, right, to the stem, right? Okay? And in the future, or in the primary tenses, those thematic vowels are what?
Omicron.
Omicron or an epsilon, right? And what are they in the aorist?
Omega and eta.
No, they're a alpha.
Oh, and Aries.
And the aorist. What did I say? Aorist? Did I say aorist?
You said Aries. I was
It's
just
aorist. Okay, it's aorist. Okay, so here we go. So we know that this eta comes from a lengthening of the final vowel of the thing. This sigma is the tense indicator, and this alpha is the thematic vowel associated with the aorist tense, right? So what tense is that participle?
Aorist.
Aorist, okay? Aorist. Very good. So let's look. I'm going to go to the other. All right. So before we go on that, let's discuss. So we know that's aorist. So we got the tense. What do you think? Is it going to be active or passive? What's your guess? Melanie, what do you think? Active. Good guess. All right. And why did you guess that? Thank you very much. Okay. All right. It makes sense in terms of the meaning, if you understand. And what are some of those things that you brought to bear on the meaning of the sentence?
Well, I actually did it for 6 months. It's talking about like Abraham doing different things, and so I figured if the other ones are active, the verbs and the are active.
Excellent. That's a good form of reasoning. Absolutely. It's not always going to hold up, but that's the kind of heuristic that you bring to your language that all the time. You're making educated guesses. You're making educated guesses based on all kinds of parameters. One of them is frequency. How often do you see the passive voice as opposed to the active voice? Okay. What's going on? Who's doing what? What's going on in that sentence? So you do this all the time. All right. What I want to do, and I'm sorry if these questions seem horrifically simple and ridiculous, but I want you to rediscover, to rethink through and understand those algorithms that you do every day automatically without thinking about it. Because what you have to do is you have to consciously apply them to this linguistic environment. Okay? Because we're so used to doing these automatically, we don't even think about them. We don't even think about the process. It's like climbing the stairs. We don't think, oh my God, okay, all right, nerds, muscles, here we go. I want the muscle to fire here on this muscle right here so that it lifts my leg up, okay? All right, we're there? Excellent, well done, good firing, okay? Then I want you to move, then I want this muscle to move my knee forward a little bit more, a little bit higher, very good, okay, good. All right, now, the rest of you, all right, I want us to lean forward a little bit. Okay, good. Keep firing a little bit. Excellent. Okay, very good. We just do this automatically. We don't even think about it, okay? Because our mental processes. But we have to slow it down, slow motion, and think about each step that we go through to do that, okay? So, we know what the tense is, and we've guessed, and I'm going to say this is a good guess, that it's active, okay? Very good. Now, let's get our other characteristics, which are what? Number, gender, and case, right? All right, what do you think?
Plural.
Plural. Excellent. Excellent. Plural. What else? Why did you think it was plural anyway?
Humacenses. And there was
Humas, yes,
humas,
okay,
sorry.
so that's a plural thing, right? What else is plural in there?
The verb.
The verb is plural, very good. Plural, excellent. Good, we've got lots of plurals going on in there. Excellent, very good, okay? You're using the other sort of thing, so it's plural. We got two other things. Come on, Chris. Okay. It's dative. Okay, so let's think about what the dative does. Okay. What does the dative do?
Object.
It's the indirect object, right? So it's to, for, or by something. Okay.
Oh, no, it's doing something to something. Is that right?
It does express an action. Okay. But we don't have, for example, a direct object here, right? We don't have a prepositional phrase associated with that. Okay. This is all good. Keep going. Amy, what do you think in terms of, we know that it's number, okay? We know it's plural. What about its gender? Masculine? Excellent. Now, why did you choose masculine?
It was absolutely a guess.
There's only men in the story.
I don't think so. Thank you, Chris.
Only 3 options.
There's only 3 options, right? And the fact that there were only guys in the story is ding, 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 right there, right? We're dealing with guys, okay? We've got Isaac, right? And we've got Abraham. These are 2 guys, okay? So I'm guessing this is exactly what you do all the time. It's exactly what you do, okay? So when you open the newspaper to the sports pages, you are expecting what words? Are you expecting Senate Majority Leader? No? What words are you expecting? When you open up the sports pages?
Score.
Score. You're thinking of score. What else are you thinking?
Injury.
Injury, score, injury. You're gonna see things like football, right? Basketball, scores, points, all that sort of thing. You're not going to expect, votes. Well, sometimes these things, but Senate Majority Leader, or Council of Economic Advisors, or quarterly reports, all that sort of thing. You are going to expect certain things, okay? You're reading this thing, you know that it has to do with Abraham, right? Abraham and Isaac. So you're expecting masculine things, okay? Your mind is already predisposing. You might not be conscious of it, but your mind is predisposing you to those things, okay? So when something feminine comes along, it's going to register, okay? Masculine, plural, very good. For the big prize. What is the case? Remember, participles do.
Not dative.
Remember what participles do. What participles do? They modify what? They modify nouns. They're like adjectives. They are adjectives, right? They're adjectives because adjectives also change their shape for different numbers, cases, and genders. They're just like adjectives, okay? But they're very powerful adjectives in that they have verbal characteristics too. So they can take direct objects, for example. Okay. Throwing a ball. Throwing is a participle. The ball is the direct object of the action throwing, right? So they are super adjectives, right? So what might they be modifying? We know that participles are going to modify stuff. So what are they modifying here? It's masculine and it's plural.
Would it be modifying them?
Them, right? Yeah. And who would they be?
Isaac and Abraham?
Isaac and Abraham. Okay, good. Absolutely. You're right on it. Okay, so what's the case? Isaac and Abraham are what?
So it's not a subject because they're the subject?
Exactly. Exactly. They're the subject of this sentence, right? Okay, so they're modifying Abraham and Isaac, okay? Very good. Excellent. Excellent. I'm loving this. Where does it go on our chart?
Right here.
It goes.
You got it down. Very good. Where would it go?
That's for the rest of the word. It's the hard thing is
First nominative, plural, masculine.
Masculine. So we got masculine, nominative, plural. Okay. Down here, right here. So cross. Okay. All right. Oh, this is fantastic. This is really good. All right. So now let's figure out where's the ending. What is the ending of this? So let's put this up. Because we want to be able to apply this to other verbs, right? To other verbs and their participles. Okay, cross. Connaissances. All right, so let's break that down. What's the ending that's going to be associated with this? With the nominative, masculine, plural. Okay. All right. So we know. So let's go through this. Where does the various elements of the word end? So we've got this one, right? Okay. We've got a thematic vowel. I mean a tense indicator, and we've got this thematic vowel, right? Because remember, these things inherit characteristics of the verbal system, right? So it's going to have the stem. It's going to have a tense indicator. It's going to have a thematic vowel. So what's our ending? Untense, okay? Untense, right there. Very good, very good. Beautiful, beautiful.
So for legon or legon, is it just the
Okay. All right. So this is a wonderful thing. So Melanie is saying, maybe we can make the masculine plural nominative from Lego, right? Okay. So let's do that. So here we go. Here is our stem is what? Leg, right? Leg, right? This is our ending. Untes. What's going to go in there? An omicron. Very good. Legontes. You have just created the masculine, nominative, plural participle, present participle of Lego. Congratulations. Well done. Okay, so now we've got two things on the chart, right? We've got Lego, Legon, okay, and we've got Legontes. Those are off the money. You got two things in your chart. Right? Very good. That's all for today. Thank you very much. We'll continue to work through this passage again tomorrow. Okay. You're doing fantastic. Okay. All right.